when 9/11 happened, I was a 20-year-old, about 21-year-old student at UC Berkeley. And unsuspectingly, we had joined up the Muslim Student Association, and I was elected as a board member. Little did we know that the two towers would fall and the narrative would change. And Muslim Americans would be placed under a microscope. And even America itself would be placed under a microscope and forced to re-examine who we are, re-examine our identity. And that's an experience where I remember vividly, where you learn what it is to be an American. Because America, like any other country, both has its good side and its bad side. And we have our history. And our history kind of caught up with ourselves as Muslim Americans. And as a board member, sitting there on my sofa, 20 years old, seeing those two towers fall, I knew that the narrative would change forever. And you could see 5 years down the line, you could say, okay, you know what, before it gets good, it's going to get a little bit bad. And before it gets better, we're going to have to suffer a bit. And this is not a victimization card, but I knew that this was our time to either sit there in our isolated cultural cocoons or bust out of those cocoons and really engage and grow as a community, both as a Muslim and an American. And like I said before, they're not mutually exclusive. And the vivid memory I have, which is positive, is that when on campus and people I've never met before, they knew me as one of the leaders of the Muslim American community for Berkeley, and I had a priest come up to me, a white man, and who said, if there's anything that I can do for you and your community, let me know. Japanese Americans came up to us, who I've never met before, and said, we've been through this also, and we knows what it means sometimes to be profiled. Our parents were in internment camps. Let us know how we can help. People from all different races, ethnicities, and different faiths came together and said, let us work with you. There were also voices of extremism that still exist to this day who use opportunities of tragedy and violence for their own political agenda, on both sides. Both the Muslim extremists, if you will, and both, unfortunately, domestically. But we also see the true spirit of America come out, where people of all different races say, you know what, we know our history, we know our values, we know our ideals, and we know the country that we can be. And even though we have these moments in our history where we do intern Japanese, where we do say things against Italians in the turn of the century, where there is racism, there is slavery. At the same time, we're still evolving. We're a young country. And I think that entire 9/11 memory for me as a young Muslim American was really showed me what it means to be an American. The fact that we have so much potential, and inshallah, so much farther we can go still.